Hey Happy Crew, HappiDaze here. In today's video we're going to go ahead and get into a TM run of our bonus map, show you what teams we're using and how we're kind of getting through the content. If you saw my poll video yesterday, I did pull Tom and Iceburg. I didn't pull Frankie, so unfortunately we got a friend, use friend Captain Frankie's to get through that content. It is what it is, but actually this isn't too bad with just having a friend Captain Frankie so far. So, well, yeah, we'll go through it. It is what it is, and we'll see what we can do here. So the first fight we're going to be doing is going to be the intrusion battle. Actually, this intrusion battle wasn't as bad as I thought it was originally going to be. Yeah, there's a lot of defense and rainbow shields on a bunch of these matches, but actually it's not too bad. So let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll kind of show you what we're doing to take care of that first invasion battle here. Take a quick look at our teams. So we are using friend Captain Frankie. We're using the Nami and Carrot unit, who are just fantastic for getting rid of a bunch of that special bind and those things. Tom to help out with some of the attack down. We have the paralysis with Iceburg. Mihawk coming in and just helping out too. So this is what the team looks like. Unfortunately, if you didn't pull the Bellamere from the Nami and Robin banner that just came out, the Memories banner, it makes it a little bit harder. But at least with this team, it's pretty easy to get through it. We don't have any supports, no supports needed, so that just makes it even better to get through there. So let's just go ahead and find a friend Captain Frankie here. I just want to find one that actually has some investment in their potential abilities. If you get them, guys, just throw some sockets, especially on the barrier pen side. It just helps for this TM. So if you haven't done so, just make sure you go ahead and do that. It'll just make your run life a little bit easier. So we're just going to go ahead and just tap for stage 1 here. Nothing kind of too crazy. Kill pretty easily. On stage 2, I believe we're going to go ahead and get the burn here. So we can use the Bellamere unit to go ahead and get rid of the burn. And then we're going to go ahead and use the Tom unit to get rid of some of the nastiness that we have there. I'm just going to swap over to Nami. Don't have to really do this. There's really no need to do it. But just to be sure, and just to give us some good orbs in case we're going to do this. Now, when we hit with Frankie, because he has the captain ability of having barrier pen full, he'll automatically break the increased defense, and it'll just make it really easy to go ahead and kill them and get through the content here, at least for stage 2, without too many problems. For stage 3, we're going to get some nasty buffs here, so we'll just go ahead and get through that. We have, like I said, the Nami unit up top there to help get rid of the special bind, so we can use the Frankie and Mihawk specials. Unfortunately, when we use the Mihawk special, it's going to trigger the interrupt of Arlong. He'll give himself a 6 rainbow shield, but we can go ahead and just remove that with Frankie's captain and special ability there, so it just makes it so we don't have to kind of deal with it too badly. Go ahead and use his special get rid of 4 turns. And then we just go ahead and use the super glass to get rid of the other 2. And yeah, just like that, it's like extremely easy to kill Arlong. No problems at all. Like I said, you can easily add supports to do much more damage, boost chain multiplier, all that stuff. But it just kind of plows through that content without much difficulty at all there. So that's how you beat the TM intrusion, boss Arlong there. So I think what kind of shocked me in terms of what is the hardest boss out of all of these that I found, I actually think that out of all of them, I mean, there's a lot of paralysis on some. I think that was probably the most annoying part on some of the bosses, and you'll see on some of these bosses I actually do have a bunch of supports to kind of get rid of paralysis because it's a kind of a debuff that comes up in a couple different stages. But yeah, I mean, none of the bosses are kind of crazy, though I did have to use one of the non-boost units in the terms of there's a Luffy unit that I'm using a G5 Luffy to get through one of the fights, so I just don't have to deal with it. So let's see, what do I want to give up? We'll just give this one slot. Fine, that is what it is. Usually I just use these to blow through the bosses, but we kind of want to show you guys what all those boss fight looks like, so we actually want to go ahead and fight them. This is going to be the Ikaros fight, I believe is his name next. So let's just go ahead and take him on. We are using the Mihawk team here. No supports, nothing special here. We do want to use the double Mihawk captain. And you'll see that the reason that we use that is just because, sorry, I lied. I do have the Mr. 3 support on the Captain Mihawk, and the reason I have them here is because you get a special rewind, which is really annoying of 2 turns. What this Mr. 3 unit does there as a support on Mihawk is that at stage 3, it'll reverse special by 2. So it works out perfect, because then once I use that Mihawk, he'll reduce the other unit's special by 2, and just let us use all the specials there. So you do need that support unit on that Mihawk if you want to copy this team. Or, you could sub out the cat unit in the bottom right there with a unit who can go ahead and take care of special reverse. That would work just fine, just depending on how you want to do it. So on stage 2, we're just going to go ahead and tap real quick, kill the turtles. Stage 3, as I mentioned, we'll get a bunch of special reverse, which is annoying. But luckily, because of that support, we'll be able to basically get that special reround taken care of. And then once you use your special, it will basically reverse everyone's special back by 2, giving everyone their special back. And then it's just a matter of just using all specials and attacking, and you have more than enough damage to get through everything without any problems whatsoever. So yeah, this is a guy who, if you had to choose, I would probably definitely recommend. You don't have to go specifically down the paths to fight this guy because his stuff's just not that bad. So you can see, 1 tap, more than enough damage. We have the Wano Orbs, just give us tons of attack and lets us get through. So just a quick note while kind of waiting for some of these rewards to load. As you can see, I'm right now just shy of 3 million, about top 17% roughly. So it seems like a lot of people are playing TM. It seemed like yesterday, I'm just going to use a gem just so we can complete the video here. So it seems like a lot of people are playing TM. Last one seemed a little bit more dead than usual. So it's actually kind of nice to see people in there playing and doing stuff. And also it was tough last TM to get friend captains to be able to use there. So really happy that people seem to be playing this TM a lot more. And yeah, so let's go ahead and see if we go, yeah, let's go on this path. Why not? So we get the gold ticket there. And I'm just going to discard the defeat 1 enemy, just because it's always more valuable to be able to get the birds, get more points, and those moving spots allow you to do that. 80% is really good. So Senor Pink is probably, in my opinion, the toughest fight out of everything, just because of, 1, he has a damage nullification buff on him, which makes it really hard to be able to kill him unless you have a way to deal with that. And then he also has a nasty death hit too. So how I'm getting around that is I'm basically using the Gear 5 Luffy to go ahead and take care of that for us. He's going to be able to go ahead and basically let us tank that death hit, even if we didn't have Rainbow Shield, which we do, and get through it. So I do have to do a little bit of stalling because this character is not boosted here, which is unfortunate for us. So yeah, we're just going to do a little bit of stalling on these first 2 stages here. Make sure our specials are ready there. Alright, we're just kind of going along, chugging along here. We will just wait till we have everyone down to 2 or 1, and then we'll just go ahead and kind of plow through the content there without too much problem. If you want to swap this team up, you could use, for example, the new, I believe it's the new Anniversary Ace unit is the one who gets rid of the damage nullification. That would be an option too if you didn't want to have to, use this Luffy, and if you want to, not have to rely on the Gear 5 mechanic there. Because we have the 3 Straw Hats on here, it just lets us get through that mechanic, so we don't have to worry about that. But if you didn't, that would be an option as well. So if you're facing him in the map, you don't even have to worry about using your revive. You can actually literally, I'm going to use the special here just to give us the Rainbow Shield, but you can just basically just use both Luffy specials. He's dead. You'll have the perfect block there, and you can just get through that easily. So that's why, like, if I had a choice, this one is probably the hardest fight for me, just because I don't have obviously the units that they're looking for you to beat here. So just go ahead and use the Gear 5 Luffy double special. You can knock them out pretty quickly there without too many worries or issues. So we should have 2 more bosses left to fight, and then we get to the main TM boss. So as you can see, like I said, nothing's kind of too crazy yet. Using a lot of the recommended teams. Let me just go back so I can just show you. So this is where I mentioned having a lot of supports for paralysis, because I have the Corazon unit who does support the paralysis, the Nami, the Sanji, the Bonnie. It was just really annoying having to deal with that paralysis. I didn't want to have to deal with it, so I went ahead and used that to be able to get through the content without having to have a unit dedicated specifically to taking care of paralysis. So you guys figure out however you want to do it, but if you want to replace, like for example, the bottom left unit, you could replace him with any paralysis reducer, could do the same thing, but I just had so many supports that it was just easy enough to get rid of those 5 turns of paralysis using these supports. So we're just going to go ahead and tap on stages 1 and 2, nothing kind of too crazy there. And on stage 3, we're just going to basically use the Jinbei special, then the Law special, and then everyone else's, and just attack, and just do a ton of damage. The Law special does give you a end of turn damage, which is what you need to get through that resilience, so that's why they kind of have this Jinbei who gets rid of the special bind, and then the Law who helps you get that end of turn damage, get rid of the resilience debuff that is on this guy here. So let's go ahead and use it real quick. We'll just quickly use up the rest of our specials, and then we'll just absolutely destroy this guy without too many problems at all. Alright. We do have all Wano orbs, so I said that we have tons of overkill on here. But I just kind of want to build these teams out so I wouldn't have to change them throughout the whole event. You can see, one tap, kills him, end of turn damage, takes him out, and just makes quick work of him. So let's go ahead and get into the final battle that we have here. And then we'll get onto the actual TM boss. Alright. So we did hit 3 million. That's good. We love to see that. So for this fight, sorry, let me just go back for 1 second. Make sure we don't have any. So I do have the Baro support on the Robin Koala unit there just to help take care of the paralysis. That's really the only unit you need on there, someone who can kind of help take care of paralysis. Also, having Nami on this team will help with the Bellamere special that's there as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So I'm going to start off with Nami as the captain here. I can swap one of them to the carrot unit on the final stage. I'll just help because the boss of the final stage is mixed in terms of what HP weaknesses they have. So you can have one Nami who has the int type thing to help take care of that, and then you have the other who will have the dex to help just take care of that. Stage 1, just do a lot of tap timings, nothing too crazy there. If you want to do a speed run, of course, you could probably like swap out like the Bond unit, for example, with someone who can do wave flaring. Completely an option if you want to do quicker speed runs, but I usually don't build for speed runs because I don't go crazy competitive in here. So as I mentioned, he has a Sai as his first HP bar, and then he has a Quick as his second half, so that's why having one of each of the Nami carrot units just gives you that color advantage for both. Not that you'll need it, we have more than enough damage to go ahead and get through the content without having to even worry about that too much. But still, we just like to make sure that we cover all our bases there. So the key of this team is really this Robin Koala unit, because she can help get rid of that barrier, which is really annoying, a pain to deal with. And then everyone else just gives you boosts to your stats and things like that as you're going through. So yeah, we have attack boost, orb boosts, some chain boosts there too. And you can see just one tapping with the Nami Karina is more than enough to kill the boss. Not even won't be a problem. Like I said, I won't have to change any of these teams at all until the end. So, alright, so let's go ahead and take on the TM boss and wrap up this video for today. So the TM boss is against, of course, Spandam. So what we're doing here is we are throwing the Zoro support on Arlong just to give us an attack boost at the chain boost at the final stage. And then we also have the Leo here on the Usopp to do the special reverse just so we can actually use him. Usopp's completely replaceable on here. I was just trying to find someone I could throw in who was Dex, who was boosted, and he fit the mold great. So completely is not needed. You completely replace him with anyone you want. He's not needed for anything, but he just helps get through the content much quicker. So we're going to go ahead and use a friend, Captain Frankie, for this fight. We'll get right into it. And we'll wrap up this video hopefully pretty shortly. Alright, for stage 2, we are going to get the stun debuff, so luckily that Arlong helps take care of that. You do get attack down, so this is where that Tom unit is so critical. He helps get rid of that attack down, so you don't have to worry about that. And then lastly, we use the Nami, who can go ahead and take care of the Rainbow Shield for us, and basically just make it so now it's really easy to just kind of tap through, kill him. As I mentioned, you have more than enough damage for just 2 taps to get through the content, not a problem at all. Then on the final stage, you're going to get a Nasty Special Rewind here, but this is where the super class of Frankie helps to get that back. We're going to have the ability to heal with Iceburg when we use the special to be able to get the paralysis taken care of. So yeah, let's just use the super class so we can get Frankie and the Iceberg special back once we use both of those. And as I mentioned, we have the Leo special on Usopp, which is why he was ready to go even before we had to use any specials there. Just gives us more damage, more ability to just take the guy out. And like I said, the Zoro here will just give us an attack boost, so hopefully we only have to tap with maybe 1 or 2 units, and we'll be in a good shape. So there you go. There you have it. Really easy to get through the content. You don't have to use any of the boosted units, and this will probably last at least through, I'm guessing, 40 or 50 nav level of this sea. So that's going to wrap it up for me today. This is kind of a quick show of how I got through the TM with my teams that are there. Let me know in the comment section below what teams you're using, if you're using similar teams. I did try to build out these teams based on what people were using on the recommended tab, as well as on kind of the community top captains and rare recruits. So hopefully if you have some of these units and you were kind of questioning how that would go, you were able to see how I did that. So let me know in the comment section below what you're aiming for, what rank you're aiming for, and until next time, be kind to each other. Thanks.